I am Roshni from Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning Department, 3rd year. I am here to explain about my project AI Chatbot using Python Flask and Google Gemini API. Here, this project is a full-stack AI chatbot that allows user to communicate with an AI assistant through a web interface. It generates intelligent responses in real time using Gemini API AI models. Now let me explain about each and every folder user in this project. For the first .venv, this is the Python virtual environment project. Inside of this there is a include file that contains header files. Lib contains install Python library. Scripts contains Python executables and activation scripts. And wait a second. Next, coming to pyvenv.cfg, it is a virtual environment configuration. And coming to AI chatbot, this is the main project directory of this project. All application files, source code, templates, style sheets, scripts and configuration files are stored inside this folder. PyCache. The PyCache folder is automatically created by Python. It stores the compiled bytecode files with the PYC extension. These files help Python execute the program fast. And then coming to data, this folder stores application data. In this project, it contains chart history JSON and screenshots. Screenshots for the applications we mainly use for project documentation, readme files, project reports, demonstration purposes. And coming to static is a folder that stores the front-end static resources containing CSS and JavaScript. CSS folder contains style sheet files. It is completely responsible for colors, fonts, layouts, animations, responsive designs, overall appearance of the chatbot. It makes the user interface modern and usually appearing good. And then next, coming to JavaScript. In this folder it contains JavaScript files like code. This file performs several important tasks, capturing user input, send messages to the Flash backend, uses the Fetch API for asynchronous communication, receives AI responses, update the start interface dynamically. And without JavaScript, the chatbot would not communicate with the backend. Next, templates. Template folder contains HTML code. This is the main front-end page of the chatbot. It contains chart interface, input text box, send button, chat messages container, sidebar, user input element, interaction elements, and so on. When user opens the application, this page is displayed for the first. And next, coming to text. In text, this folder is used to application testing. Developers write test case here to verify whether the application is correctly functioning or not. Testing helps identify bugs or debugs before the deployment. And next, coming to the .env file, it is a little secure because we use the API key So it is a sensitive information that stores in .env file. In this project, it stores the Google Gemini API key. Instead of writing a API key, it directly stores for the better security. So for that, backend reads this key using the backend.env library. And coming to git ignore, this file tells git to which could not be uploaded in the git. Like usually git ignores is ignored.env pycache temporary files. This protects sensitive information like API keys. That's it. And next, coming to API.py, this is the important file of the project. It is the backend application. It is developed using the Flask framework. The responsibilities of app.py include creating the Flask applications, loading environment variables, defining application routes, receiving user requests, sending prompts to generate Gemini API, receiving AI responses, saving conversations, returning responses to the front end from the AI. It controls the complete backend workflow. And next, coming to the README file. This README file generates project documentation and it explains about the project overview, features, technologies used, project structure, running instructions, backend routes, installation, screenshot, future improvement, everything in it. Next, coming to requirement text. In requirement text, the file contains all required Python libraries like Flask, Google Gen AI, python.env, and the technologies used in front end are HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and in backend I use Python, Flask, and I use generative AI, Google Gemini API for artificial intelligence. To store the application data, I use JSON files. For security purpose, .env file is a little sensitive. And for deployment tools, GitHub, Python virtual environment, anti-gravity. The overall project overview is: when the user opens the chatbot in the browser, the front end displays the chatbot interface. The user enters a message. JavaScript captures the message and sends to the Flask backend using the fetch API. And then the Flask server receives the request. The backend loads the Gemini API key from the .env file, and the prompt is sent to the Google Gemini API. Gemini generates an intelligent response instantly. The backend stores the conversation in chart history JSON files. And finally, the AI response is turned to the front end and displays instantly. So now let me explain this. This is my AI chatbot. Now I ask here, what is Python? Enter. It generates answer instantly. And next question, like, what is JS? Enter. Yes. It is 100% working. and I create here new chat button to clear the conversation and start freshly. Next, here there is a chart history. Chart history to show previous charts which I was interacted with chatbot. And here there is a delete option to delete previous chart history, and it deletes. So this is my chatbot interface. And next, code part. App.py is very important for this project, that it is the backend interface application. It is developed by using Flask framework and CSS style. It is completely used for designing purpose, and JavaScript is the main for this chatbot. Generates answer instantly, and chart history JSON. The history of the previous charts was stored in this folder. So next, that's it. Thank you.